The manufactoriums of the Imperium are vast industrial complexes where billions labour under the watchful eyes of the Adeptus Mechanicus. These facilities produce everything from las guns and bolter shells to Titan components and void ship hulls. The conditions within are nightmarish, with workers enduring extreme temperatures, deafening machinery, and toxic air. Most are consigned to their roles at birth, and death in the line of duty is considered an honourable end. The work itself is grueling and monotonous. Workers are often tasked with repeating the same motion thousands of times a day, whether it be assembling ammunition, welding massive steel plates, or operating machinery so large that a single mistake can result in them being crushed or incinerated. Notable examples include the Manufactorium of Urdesh, where workers collapsed in mass from exhaustion during the Forge World's defense against the Blood Pact, yet they were replaced within hours by new labourers. The environment of the manufactoriums is lethal in itself. Fires, chemical leaks, and structural collapses are daily occurrences. Workers must navigate machinery so vast and complex that they may die simply by losing their way. The air is filled with soot, ash, and fumes, leading to widespread lung diseases and early deaths. Protective equipment is rare, as the Imperium considers the human workforce expendable and far cheaper to replace than machinery. Despite the suffering endured by its workers, the manufactoriums are critical to the Imperium's survival. Without their unyielding production, the Imperium's army would collapse, its ships would fail, and its infrastructure would crumble. Yet the workers who sustain this industrial might are viewed as little more than cogs in a machine, their humanity stripped away by the demands of their Emperor's endless war. Prometheum miners. Promethium is the lifeblood of the Imperium, fueling everything from flamethrowers to void ships. Mining this volatile substance is one of the most dangerous occupations in the galaxy. Promethium deposits are often located in hostile environments, such as toxic wastelands, death worlds, or unstable asteroid fields. Workers are sent to extract it face constant peril, not only for the environment, but from the substance itself, which is highly flammable and prone to catastrophic explosions. The work is physically grueling. Miners must drill deep into unstable terrain, often working in cramped and poorly ventilated conditions. Cave-ins and gas leaks are common, and many miners die from asphyxiation or being buried alive. One of the death worlds of Clyros 4, the entire mining operation was lost when Promethium pockets ignited, creating firestorms that consumed workers and equipment alike. Promethium miners are also exposed to the long-term effects of their work. Toxic fumes lead to chronic respiratory diseases, while constant handling of substances often result in severe burns and chemical poisoning. Radiation from certain promethium-rich areas can also cause tumours, genetic mutations, and early death. Despite these dangers, workers are given minimal training and equipment, as their lives are considered expendable. The role of the Promethium miner is one of unrelenting danger and misery. Yet it is vital to the Imperium's war machine. Every lasgun charge, every tank fueled, and every flamethrower burst depends on their sacrifice. Their work fuels the Emperor's armies, but their deaths go unnoticed. Their names lost in the Imperium's endless records. Hive City sanitation workers. In the teeming hive cities of the Imperium, sanitation is a matter of survival. Without constant maintenance, the immense population of these cities would drown in their own waste. Hive city sanitation workers are tasked with cleaning, repairing, and maintaining the city's vast network of waste processing facilities, sewage systems, and ventilation shafts. It is one of the most revolting and hazardous jobs in the galaxy. The conditions under which workers labour are beyond squalid. They often wade through rivers of human excrement, toxic runoff, and industrial byproducts, sometimes without adequate protection gear. In the lower levels of the hive, where waste accumulates unchecked, methane pockets can ignite, and the acid runoff can dissolve flesh. Particularly, an infamous case occurred on Necromunda, where a team of sanitation workers was consumed by a sludge monster that had evolved in the depths of the underhive. Sanitation workers face more than just environmental hazards. The lower levels of hive cities are infested with mutants, predatory creatures, and gangs that use the sanitation network as hidden routes. Workers frequently disappear, their fate unknown but assumed to involve a violent end. The psychological toll of this work is also immense, as many workers develop severe phobias, paranoia, or madness from prolonged exposure to the conditions. Despite their critical role in preventing disease and maintaining hive city functionality, sanitation workers are poorly paid, ill-equipped, and treated with disdain by the rest of the population. They are the invisible backbone of the hive city life, but their contributions are ignored and their deaths are rarely even noticed. The penal starship crew. These are the condemned voyagers. The crew of the Imperial starships consists largely of press-ganged labourers, indentured servants, and penal workers, especially in the lower-ranking positions. Penal crews are tasked with the maintaining of the ship's most dangerous systems, such as plasma reactors, engine cores, and even the external hull. These tasks, so hazardous that survival is often a matter of chance, and death is seen as an inevitable part of service. Penal workers are assigned to starship crews, endure horrifying conditions. Plasma reactors emit deadly levels of radiation, while engine cores can ignite or explode with minimal warning. External maintenance, often performed in void suits, subjects workers to freezing temperatures, micrometeoroid impacts, and the risk of being swept away into the void. On Iron Draconis, an entire penal team was lost when the reactor vent malfunctioned, flooding their workspace with plasma and vaporizing them instantly. The psychological effects of serving aboard a penal ship are equally devastating. Workers live in cramped, poorly ventilated quarters, often for years without seeing natural light or breathing fresh air. Discipline is brutal, with overseers employing whips, shock prods, or summary executions to maintain order. The knowledge they are seen as disposable amplifies the despair felt by these workers. Despite their suffering, penal starship crews are essential to the Imperium fleets. They ensure that ships remain operational, even in the direst conditions. Their lives are spent in service of the Emperor, though they are rarely remembered and never celebrated. The Ecclesiarchy a religious arm of the Imperium, maintains countless relics said to hold holy significance. Relic custodians are tasked with guarding, maintaining, and transporting these artifacts, often at great personal risk. These relics range from the bones of saints to ancient weapons blessed by the Emperor, but their sacred nature does not protect those who handle them. Relic custodians face both physical and metaphysical dangers. Many relics are stored in environments deliberately designed to test faith, such as crypts filled with trap incenses that induce hallucinations, or sanctuaries exposed by physique phenomena. Custodians must also deal with the relics themselves, which can be cursed or corrupted. A famous incident occurred on a shrine world of Ephil, where a custodian accidentally triggered a warp artifact, unleashing a demonic incursion that consumed the temple. Transporting relics is no less dangerous. Custodians often travel through hostile war zones targeted by heretics, chaos cults, or Xenos forces seeking to steal or destroy these artifacts. Even with the Imperium, relic custodians face suspicion and hostility, as their proximity to sacred objects is viewed with both reverence and envy. Many accused of heresy if anything goes wrong, leading to executions or purges. Despite the immense risks, relic custodians are considered highly privileged within the ecclesiarchy. Their faith is seen as their armor, and their deaths are regarded as martyrdom. However, the reality of their work is far from glorious, as they endure constant fear, danger, and scrutiny in service of the Emperor's faith. Thanks for watching. I'm trying a new style of content where I use my voice. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you.